So the Prime Minister of Jamaica, the most honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, believed that he's been targeted by the Integrity Commission. So in today's video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing something different. I'm going to be doing like a sort of a poll. I'm going to be asking the Jamaican people, whether home or abroad, to participate in this poll. And it's going to be: A, do you think the Prime Minister has been targeted by the Integrity Commission? B, do you think the Prime Minister is guilty of what the Integrity Commission is putting out in this report? And C, do you think we should wait until the full investigation is completed? So those are the three options: A, B, and C. And before we go into the video, I also would like to talk a little bit about the Integrity Commission, because I believe the Integrity Commission Act is a very critical act. If Jamaica is going to move forward to become a developed country, I don't believe that we can become a developed country without the Integrity Commission Act. And the reason why I say that, because since Jamaica gained independence in 1962, one of the things that Jamaicans overwhelmingly complain about, whether you identify yourself as a PMP, a JLP, or you are independent that could vote either way, the one overwhelming thing that most Jamaicans will agree about is that Jamaica have a history of corruption. Jamaica have a big history of being corrupt. We have seen politicians that come into the system with nothing, and we see politicians become multi-millionaires. We have seen police officers who have come into the system, and when you look at what the government pay police officers to what they are able to achieve, there's no way that is possible without corruption. And we can go on and on. So the Integrity Commission came about to pretty much hold government workers accountable, because most people forget that, like, the politicians, the police officers, the teachers, they're all working for us, the taxpayers. If you are a working Jamaican that pay tax in the system, the politicians are accountable to you. And I believe that most times as Jamaicans, we forget that, because we've seen these politicians become multi-millionaires and they live a different type of life from the people. But overall, they are employed to the people of Jamaica. The same way the police officers are employed to the people of Jamaica, the firefighters, and we can go on with teachers and so forth. So the Integrity Commission, because the Integrity Commission was in the works for decades. I think it took like 20 or 25 years even for the Integrity Commission Act to pass. Because I remember late 90s, early 2000, when they were talking about this Integrity Commission Act, putting something in place. And it all started because there was a few police officers in Jamaica that were living a lifestyle of the rich and famous, millionaire police officers who, when politicians and just the average Jamaican people look at these police officers and what the government pay police officers, there's no way that these police officers could be living this type of lifestyle without corruption. And that is when the whole talk about a body to pretty much hold government workers accountable and see what they're doing in terms of corruption. But that did not happen until about 20, 25 years later, because I remember when we first had the conversation, government, they wanted to make it for government workers, and I believe that they wanted to exclude politicians, and that wasn't going to fly with the Jamaican people. So until 2017, when the Integrity Commission Act was passed. So as I said, I believe that this act is very critical to Jamaica moving forward in terms of holding public servants accountable. So I'm going to go into the report from the Gleaner now, and we're going to pull up some of the details that the Gleaner is reporting from the Integrity Commission, and then we'll talk about it when we come back.
Minister Andrew Holness has accused the Integrity Commission of engaging in what he calls a transparent attempt to attack his reputation. It follows this week's release of a report alleging that a company linked to Mr. Holness's business partner Norman Brown breached the law by building an apartment complex with more rooms than a permit allowed in St. Andrew. The report from the Commission's Director of Investigation, Kevin Stevenson, said that the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation also failed to ensure that Estate Bridge Holdings Limited complied with the terms of the permit issued in 2021. A company solely owned by Mr. Holness, Imperium Investments, owned shares in Estate Bridge up to October 2022. The current shareholders of Estate Bridge are Mr. Brown, one of Mr. Holness's sons, and a sister. Mr. Brown is the chairman of the state's Urban Development Corporation and the Housing Agency of Jamaica, both of which report to Mr. Holness. The permit allowed for the construction of 4 two-bedroom units in Beverly Hills, St. Andrew. But the IC's chief investigator said they found 4 units with 4 bedrooms during an inspection in July. Mr. Stevenson said the deviation aligned with a statement that Mr. Brown gave in December 2023 at a time when the issue was not being investigated. He also said that during the unannounced inspection, the IC's team observed the demolition of some of the structures. Estate Bridge has rejected the allegations, saying that the Commission cannot make any determination on the number of rooms because the development is incomplete. The director said that at no time did the KSAMC observe a breach in the room count during its inspections. They say some variations were noted in recent KSAMC inspections and applications to deal with those issues are in process. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister said he was puzzled that he was mentioned in the report because he was neither a director nor a shareholder in Estate Bridge. The Integrity Commission noted Mr. Holness's disclosure in a separate probe that his now shuttered offshore company ADMAT transferred the property to Estate Bridge under a land development agreement. ADMAT's assets minus the property in Beverly Hills were transferred to Imperium.
So for those who believe that the Prime Minister have been targeted, they are saying that, look, the Prime Minister was involved with this company, Estate Bridge, but that was up until 2022. After 2022, the Prime Minister was no longer involved in the company. So because of that, the Integrity Commission is outside of their jurisdiction to try and investigate that property that is linked to the company and to try and still tie the Prime Minister to that property and to the company. So that is what people that are supporting the Prime Minister, that is what they are saying. So tell me what you think in the comment section. Do you believe that people that are supporting the Prime Minister, do you think that they're valid in that reason? Yes, the Prime Minister had investment in that company up until 2022. But that after 2022, he was no longer tied to that company, therefore should not be tied to that property, and that the Integrity Commission is outside of their jurisdiction in terms of trying to link the Prime Minister to that property. Sound off and let me know what you think about that. And for those who are saying that, look, the Integrity Commission, they are within their right to investigate the Prime Minister and to still tie the Prime Minister to this company, Estate Bridge, and to that property in particular. They are saying that, look, the Prime Minister was involved in this project up until 2022, and the reality is that the project, everything was drawn up and written up before the Prime Minister exit this agreement. So the Prime Minister should still be held accountable for anything that is going on with this property. So that is what people who are saying that, look, the Prime Minister should be held accountable. That is the fact that they're presenting and saying that, look, the Prime Minister should be held accountable. And I don't know how this is going to play out, but I guess if the Integrity Commission overstep and they've found out that they were wrong for doing whatever their investigation, how far their investigation led them, and it was politically motivated, then the Integrity Commission and the person behind this investigation, they're going to have to come out and apologize or face a lawsuit or whatever. But I believe that the public should still have a vested interest in whatever is happening with the Integrity Commission, because the reality is that every day there's someone being investigated by the Integrity Commission. I'm sure there's a police officer out there, there's some low-level worker out there that's in government that's being investigated by the Integrity Commission. The only thing is that the public is not going to hear that. But when someone like the Prime Minister or We saw months ago when the Speaker of the House was removed from her duty because of some report from the Integrity Commission. So that is the reality. The Integrity Commission is going to work the way the Integrity Commission should work. And if they're wrong, they just have to own up to it and apologize. But I believe that as Jamaicans, we should allow the Integrity Commission to work, and we should not bash the Integrity Commission, because the Integrity Commission is there to make sure that corruption in government is limited. And as a Jamaican, as all of us are Jamaicans, a less corrupt Jamaica is a better Jamaica for everyone. That's a Jamaica that we can all be proud of. So guys, as I said, sound off in the comment section. Let me know where you are in this. Are you A, do you think the Prime Minister has been targeted? Are you B, do you think that the Prime Minister should be held accountable for whatever is happening with the company Estate Bridge, even though he's no longer a part of it? Or B, do you think that this is premature and we should wait until all the details come out? Sound off in the comment section and let me know what you think about this one.